talking portraits. You've got natural light, outdoorsy portraits, you've got lifestyle portraits, which tend to be more candid and involve a lot of storytelling. You've got studio headshots, which are more posed, highly controlled environments, that sort of thing. You've got creative editorial portraits, which are more stylized and have artistic angles. And I'm sure there's even more that you guys can think of. But that to say, there's a lot of different ways that you can do a portrait. But what is one thing that they all have in common? People want to look good in them. Nobody wants to look bad in their photo. So what do? We look for flattering angles. We want natural proportions. We want sharp eyes and faces in focus with a pleasing background. No one wants the Doug and Carrie Heffernan. You know, the one where Carrie's arm is massively disproportionate and Doug's teeth look like they belong on an animal. No one wants their features exaggerated or distorted. At least not in a bad way, right? So recently, I actually took a few self-portraits when I made a video comparing the Leica M11P and the Sony a7R5. And in the comparison, I used a 50mm on both cameras to, make it a close comparison. I'll link it above if you want to check it out. As I was taking the photos, I thought to myself, I should probably take a portrait to compare. And then I thought to myself, well, should I have used a different focal length for my portrait? Then I remembered hearing about how different focal lengths can actually change the way that you look. And I thought, I need to try this out for myself. I want to see what it does to me. So I want to figure out what is the most flattering focal length. So that's what we're going to evaluate today. But before I tell you what I did and how it went, my name is Jen, and I'm a photographer from the Bay Area of California, building a space where women in photography feel seen, supported, and find community. And fellas, you're welcome here too. If you're down to learn and create together, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. I post every week, and I hope to leave you feeling inspired, confident, and equipped. So I remember first hearing about this a few years ago, and it's so funny because I still want to try it out and see how it affects me. I want to see it on my own face. So here we are. But if you haven't heard of this, here are a few things that I read about and expected out of these lenses and how they might affect the subject. Wide lenses can make facial features look larger than they are, especially if you're shooting up close. So think bug eyes and bulgy nose, just all around very round features. The mid-focal lengths will feel more true to life, but could still slightly exaggerate your features depending on how close you are, the angles, etc. Then tighter focal lengths can actually compress your features. So to do this well, I asked Dave to help me. I didn't want to have to deal with setting the timer and making sure I was in focus and staying in the exact same pose the whole time. So we set up a highly controlled scene. Static backdrop, dialed in Harlow lighting, used V-flats to block the outside lighting, and I sat on a stool and tried not to move. We shot these on the Sony a7R5 with the 16-35, the 50, and the 70-200. We shot 7 different focal lengths, 16, 24, 35, 50, 85, 135, and 200. We really wanted to focus on keeping the same composition, so he kept my eyes in the same place in the frame each time. We thought this would give the most accurate comparison and really show the difference. So let's take a look. All right, so immediately I'm looking in Lightroom. I threw a black and white edit on this just to make them all the same, and I can already see a lot of changes in my face. It's pretty funny to me, but you can see we kept the scene very similar. We kept my eyes in the same spot, but let's just go ahead and look at the first one here. Oh my gosh. So already you can see my face looks kind of ridiculous. Checking out the info here, this is the one that we shot at 16mm. Even in this one, you can see the backdrop. You can see the light we used. It was so wide. Honestly, if you could see Dave holding the camera to my face, it was literally right here. I was like, are you sure you're getting this correctly? Second guessing him, but it was literally right here. But that's what it gets. It's that fisheye look. And so my nose looks kind of ridiculous and my facial features look so much bigger than they actually are. So like I said before, bulging nose, my lips look big, even my eyes, it pulls everything in. Moving on to the next one, here you can immediately see that change, just flipping back and forth quickly. I mean, look at that. You can really see the sides even come out some, and my nose goes back a little bit. It's not so bulging. And then moving on to the next one, again, it just comes out even more. It looks like my hair is increasing in volume, but I promise you I haven't done anything. Again, starting from the beginning here, forward, and the third one. And the fourth one, oh, there we go. Okay, so here I do see, I'm sorry guys, I am a bit of a fidgeter. My hair gets on my nerves sometimes, so I just have to keep playing with it. So I can see in here, this frame, my hair was down a little bit, and I think I must have like flicked it because now it's back here. But still, you can see just even looking at the size of my features, like they're getting smaller. Like specifically even my eyes, like I'm looking at my eyes here and then making the transition to the next one, and the outside is really coming in. All right, next one, boom. Again, I feel like at this point, I'm really starting to see the top of my head come in. So again, back here, looking at this distance here, and then going to the next one, boom. This, it looks like my hair has more volume. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I do think this looks really nice. This is really flattering when I look at this photo. And it is, oh, so not, we weren't quite at 85. It's a zoom lens. So it's shot at 82. So I have heard really great things about this 85 as a focal length for portraits. And I think it looks great. It looks really good. Going to the next one. This one's at 131. Again, I'm just getting pulled in. I really see this a lot in the hair. Just going back and forth. And then finally, the last one at 200. This was honestly kind of hard in the room we were in. He was basically backed up against the wall to get this photo. Honestly, I think I moved my face a little bit, so I feel like it's probably not the best comparison. But okay, so from here to here, we see a huge difference in my face. I feel like you can really see my nose get like, it's pulled out here, but then it gets shoved in all the way over here. All right, now let's just take a look all the way through, beginning to end. 16, 24, 35, 50, 82, 131, and 200. I don't know if it's interesting to you guys, but I find this really interesting to see how focal lengths really change just our face shapes and how we look. It's really interesting. But this looks ridiculous. I mean, look at my nose. I'm even noticing, honestly, look at my shoulders. Like my shoulders are super rounded here, but I wasn't slouching. I think that's just how the lens picked me up versus like over here, my shoulders are back. I wasn't hunched over. I think that's just how the camera, like how the lens picked me up. I don't know about you guys, but this was a lot of fun for me. It was really interesting and honestly really funny to look at. So there you have it. This is how a lens can alter your subject. Again, this is all just based on getting the same composition for all your photos. I totally believe that you can get good portraits with all of these lenses, depending on your distance from your subject and depending on your scene and what your vision is. Just all the factors, right? But what do you guys think? What's your favorite focal length for portraits? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this video and want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Until next time, much love.